Welcome back to the Milwaukee Show, and today we're talking about game number 6 between the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina. The New York Rangers, the team where when they score a goal, we go, whoa, take the cake. I know, that was stupid. They take the cake and win the series 4-2 after a 5-3 win in Raleigh, where the Rangers are going to move on to the Eastern Conference Final and the first team to end a series this playoffs. Well, the first team to end the series in the second round this playoffs, and this was such a hard game to watch because, personally speaking, right, I am a Rangers fan, right? I am a fan of all hockey. But I would say, like, I rank the teams, like, out of, like, the 32, right? It goes from, like, my 32 least favorite to favorite, right? None of the teams I'm like, God, I hate them. They're so stupid. I'm never truly against a team, right? However, in that rankings, the Rangers are somewhere in the middle, and the Hurricanes are very much towards the top. And for me to watch this game, I'm definitely way more of a caniac, and this game broke me. Not because of the New York Rangers, really, right? The New York Rangers last year and a couple seasons, like, for a little bit now, like, I have been so annoyed by them, right? Like, the Devils, you know, the way that they played against them, and then the Rangers, like, I don't know. The Rangers have been just a really tough team for me to watch because I cheered for Tampa Bay as well when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals a few years ago, and I was cheering for Tampa. Like, there is so many aspects, like, of the Rangers where they were just my enemy. And this year, against the Hurricanes, it wasn't really the Rangers so much that drove me nuts. It was the fact of the stupid Carolina Hurricanes have done the same thing every single goddamn year, where it's the same story as old as time, that this team, no matter what little changes they make, the additions they bring in with Brent Burns or Jake Gensel or Kuznetsov or Freddie Anderson, like, it doesn't matter. What's going to happen with this team is that they're going to play a competitive series, and whenever they get eliminated, they look so good doing it, and they just die. And it's the same story every year from, like, what was it? Like, in 2019, they went to the finals against Boston, the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston. They lose then. And then in the bubble year, I kind of forget who they played, but I definitely know they didn't win. No, they played the Rangers. Then the Rangers beat them then, I think. Maybe not. I can't remember. Don't worry about that, right? But it's just the same single goddamn thing. And every year, it felt like, you know what? This year could be different, right? Because unlike the Maple Leafs, where those guys were, like, truly at their potential, I know guys like Matthews, like, keep making new feats or whatnot, but they were the player that they are, right? They can score goals. Mitch Marner can make plays. Morgan Riley's a great defenseman. William Nylander's the consistent guy. Like, no matter what it was, like, it was, like, you knew who the Toronto Maple Leafs were. But the Hurricanes with Sebastian Aho and Svechnikov and Teravainen, like, it's still Natchez. It felt like the guys were still growing, and it was like, maybe this could be the year where the team really puts it together. But I finally have broken by them, right? Aho, all these guys are at their age where they are the player they are going to be. Maybe a guy like Natchez could grow a little bit more. Maybe Aho hasn't really broken into his true form, but it feels like they have. And the issue with this goddamn team is that it's always the one-goal game. One goal. Last year against the Panthers, which I am way more of a Panthers fan than the Hurricanes, right? But I was like, they were pretty close in the totem pole, right? It might be like, not like the Hurricanes are like 5th, and then the Panthers are 4th in my likings, right? So it was so hard for me to watch the freaking Hurricanes, because I was like, oh my god. Like, how is Bobrovsky saving every goddamn thing? And then the Hurricanes look so good, they gave no inch to the Panthers, and then they lose in overtime multiple times. One of the longest overtimes ever, they lose to them. All they needed is one goal. Where is Sebastian Aho? Where is Teravainen? Where is Svechnikov? Natchez? All these guys, right? And that's my biggest thing. It's always these one-goal games where, like, Frederick Anderson and the defense of the Hurricanes, which is one of the most, if not the most expensive in the NHL, like, they just can't get the job done of truly clutching up. And this game and last game, right? What did Lafreniere do? That stupid goal where Freddie Anderson's, like, backing up, throws it off his pad in the back of the net, right? This game, Zibanejad, nice play, gets the puck, and it's just stuck on Anderson. It's just like, you would never see Shesterkin make that kind of play. You don't see freaking Jake Ottinger or Swayman make that weird play where it's stuck on his skate, right? The best thing he should have done is do the thing where the goalies like push themselves against the net, really push that pad in or something. Like, he shouldn't have done anything except put that skate right there. And I know it's like, oh, he didn't know where the puck was, but still, regardless of anything, the defense doesn't shut down when they need it most. They're leading in the third period. That's all they need, is leading the third period. I think it was 3-1 at that time, right? All they needed to do was clutch down. All they had to, well, clutch down, clutch up, whatever you want to say. Just play good defense, keep the puck in the other zone, and they were doing that. But it's the same story with the New York Rangers every single time, whether it was Mika Zibanejad or Panarin, and now this time Chris Kreider, who are just a hot New York Rangers player, is like, I'm going to be the goddamn man. I'm a legend, and I'm going to score the biggest goal of the year. And Chris Kreider scores a natty hattie. He scores 3 goals in the third period, 5th, 6th, and 7th of the year, 1 on the power play, and it's just him being reckless, right? Not reckless as in, like, ridiculous, right? Being just like, I'm going to score. I'm going to crash the net. I'm going to push this puck into the back of the net. And he does that multiple times, whether it's him being in the right place as to get it to tip it in, whether that's just to find that loose puck on Anderson's shoulder, or if that's just to score the goddamn goal. Chris Kreider is the man. He is, in my opinion, maybe my favorite Ranger ever, because I've really grown up ever since watching him. I would say like 2013's around when I started watching, and that's really when like the Rangers were going through their 2012, well, whatever, right? I grew up in Kreider and that whole race with like Lundqvist going to the finals with the Kings. Like, I watched those plays, and watching Zuccarello, Kreider, and Lundqvist have like always been like part of my childhood, and Kreider being the guy to upset the Hurricanes was just perfect for me. For me as a viewer, because that's the guy I grew up watching as a New York Ranger. That's who I associate with the New York Rangers. And he scores that goal. And the biggest thing is in Game 1, they win that game by 1 goal, and that was because Mika Zibanejad's amazing first period. The Rangers keep winning by having that one good period. You know why? Because the rest of the game is dominated by the Hurricanes, but they can't score enough goddamn goals. Look at Necas, Jarvis, Aho. These are their 3 best goal scorers. 4, 5, 4 goals. That's the numbers, right? Look at Trocheck, 6. He scored 1 goal this game. 6 goals of the season, right? Kreider scores 5th, 6th, and 7th this game alone. Panarin's at, like, I think 4 or 5. Like, these guys are scoring goals throughout this series. The Zibanejad's getting assists through this series. Where are these guys popping up, right? Why is Necas, Aho, Svechnikov, where the hell is he on this board, right? It's the same story over and over again where the Hurricanes just need someone to play like Wyatt Johnston or Miro Heiskanen, where they have a defenseman jump up like Brent Burns or Brady Shea, get down below the dots and be the guy to put that one-timer in the back of the net or make that big play where he jumps up on the offense, right? Where is the big play by a guy like Aho where he strips Adam Fox or Trouba of the puck? And he goes to the front of the net, gets it to Sam Steele, or in this case, like Jordan Staal, rebound, shoot it in, right? The guy who's crashing the net. Where's Aho when you need him like that? And it's just these guys, this team doesn't have it. And for me, it's a tough time to be a caniac. It's just a tough time. Because it's the same saying every single season. I just saw a rumor, which I don't believe any rumors at all, really, ever. But I just saw a rumor that that the Hurricanes are thinking of letting Brett Pesce and Necas walk. And I think that would be nuts. Because it's like, sure, like, maybe Brett Pesce, because I know they've been trying to get rid of him, and maybe a shakeup of defensemen might change something. But will it? Is that going to change anything? Brett Pesce? What is Orlov really the number 1 most expensive player on this blue line? Is he really worth that? Is Martin Necas, who gets the 4th goal of the series and looks like a superstar on the ice because he's always skating so fast, the issue, right? I don't know. It's the same thing over and over again with the Hurricanes, and now they're out, and now I don't know what they do because they can't run it back again. They can't. There's no way. And this year felt like the year because they needed that top six scoring to punish the other team, and it just doesn't work. I thought Jake Gensel was going to be the solution. I thought the padding of Kuznetsov down below felt like it was going to do something, but this whole series, it was their series to win, and they just fail from a lack of clutch defense and not scoring enough goals to punish the other team, and Freddie Anderson just giving up a couple weak goals every here now and then. It just really gives away momentum in another team, and especially when the other team, like the Rangers, just have a hot player who's one of the best in the league, just be able to zoom down the ice so many times this series and just play off the rush or just play in their own zone. It's just one thing after another. And the Rangers, they look good this game. This is one of my favorite, not this game, the third period. And that's my issue. So let me switch over to the Rangers talk now. The New York Rangers, as much as I liked watching this game and seeing like you guys like actually pop off in that third period and just really just do good, my issue is that regardless of that, which Goudreau's is an empty netter, so this is once again basically a one-goal game, is that you couldn't against their Capitals, right? You didn't need to push that hard. You didn't really impress me with anything. You just played the way you needed to play. You closed out that series. All fine and good, right? But then you have this series against the Hurricanes where you lead 3-0 and it took you to the third period to not have that become a 3-3 series and go to game 7. This team, this New York Rangers team, is not impressing me at all. They cannot survive after one period good performances. You get in against a team like the Hurricanes, but you cannot do this if they go forward in this series. Well, now that they've gone forward in this series, they need to play a complete game. They cannot allow Igor Shesterkin to be, which, by the way, I think easily has to be the MVP of the Rangers at this point. Even though Kreider's coming clutch and Trocheck as well, it is nothing compared to what, if Igor Shesterkin is not who he is, like especially that one play right at the end where the Hurricanes pulled their goalie, and was it Svechnikov, right? Whoever had the one-on-one with Shesterkin right there, and he made the blocker save, right? In those circumstances, if that was Freddie Anderson, if that was like Georgiev, I don't see him making that save. Shesterkin is a god on this team, and he should be treated as one. Easily the best player of this series. And for me, just like, they cannot be carried like this when they go forward against a team like the Florida Panthers. The Panthers play a complete 160-minute game, right? They play the entire time, and they're not going to give up. Right? They're just not going to, and they're going to punish you the entire game. They're going to play dirty in the crease, unlike what the Hurricanes were able to do most of the series. They're going to shove you, they're going to push you, they're going to win those wall battles, and when it comes to a guy like the speed of the game, like they have it, they know how to shut it down, and with Bobrovsky being such the maniac he is not going to give up these bad goals like Lafreniere and Kreider got, right? It's just not going to happen. He's going to see those, he's not going to make those dumb plays, and he's going to shut everything down. And for me, the Rangers, you need to change up your game because you have not impressed me at this point. And that's all I got to say. You cannot survive after one good period, right? And that's how they've won all these games. One good period, a couple 10 minutes of being good. When you play against a team that plays a full game and has played against the Lightning and has beaten the Bruins, most likely. If they play the Bruins, maybe there's a good chance you go to the finals, but it's still a tough series when you have a team such as a bruiser as them that does play dirty. But anyways, that's really all I got to say about this. So good job for the New York Rangers. They take the series. So far, it's a successful playoff for them, but I don't know how far they're going to get if they play like this, where it's just they're lifted by each. Now, this is one thing that really benefits them is by having a Zibanejad and a Panarin and a Kreider and a Trocheck, where it's just one goal, one game where one guy can be the hottest player in the world and get all the points. Zibanejad, game 1, huge game. This game, Kreider, huge game. Panarin in game 3, where he got like the 2 goals that game. Like, he was incredible that game too, right? So, but the Panthers are going to shut that down. They are not going to be able to fly with that, and that's all I got to say. So, thank you for watching this. I guess that's the end of this one. Good congrats to the Rangers, and I will be making more of a longer video about the Hurricanes and what they should do this offseason. So that is all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I'm begging you, please subscribe. Please. And don't just subscribe to this, but also go down below and you will find a link to the new Oh Hockey Show Instagram page where you should follow. Absolutely. And yeah, so subscribe and follow that. And thank you for watching this. Too sweet. Have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.